That's not what girls ask me when they ask guys for them lipstick, Damion.
Is there a template that guys should
Yes.
Is there an app for
You're
that?
old enough.
Is there an app?
Is there an app for that? You should create an app for that. That's what you do.
What, the ideal
You make
responses?
apps and
Ideal
stuff.
responses?
Hi, my name is Kadia Francis for the Digital Jamaica Vlogcast. It's a vlog / podcast mushed into one.
That's a pretty
amazing show. Is it a show?
Yeah, I think it is.
Series.
Serious.
I think series sounds
It's like
cooler.
a webinar. A little bit cooler.
So today, my very first guest for my vlogcast / webinar is Mr. Damion Miller.
Just a simple guy.
Yeah. I've known Damion for the longest while, and it's very fitting that Damion is my very first guest because Damion has been poking, prodding, pushing me to do this for the longest while.
To do what?
To be do this, the vlogging thing, the podcasting.
No, it's a vlog.
The vlogging. Why do I keep saying vlog?
Your English teacher.
I don't know. She's going to be very embarrassed right now. But I did well in school with English.
I mean,
believe it or not.
That's a long time. Carfather needs
So
to see this video.
Damion is a long time friend of mine, and I know that Damion is very big into web and app development.
I'm pro web and pro mobile development.
But you do it.
Yes.
He's very good at it too.
Trying. Up and coming.
Don't be modest now that you're in front of the camera, Damion. You're not a modest person. Don't lie to the people.
I am modest.
No, you're not. But I wanted to talk to Damion because I'm very much interested in the whole, in basically all of what you do, because you do some e-commerce as well. I know you're in the process of developing an app, or have you already developed an app?
A plugin that works with your WordPress website.
Right, and that's an e-commerce plugin.
E-commerce.
What
Because,
exactly is e-commerce?
E-commerce is just the ability to have credit card payments accepted through your website.
Right, so it's like a Shopify.
Right.
Or one of those. All right, and they work with banks here?
Yeah, we managed to get it to work with NCB.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically cutting out that process of going back and forth, trying to get a developer, going through the ins and the outs, because the bank has to test this and you have to meet certain standards,
Right.
and it's a whole lot.
Yeah, because you know how banking can get a little bit
And
murky.
most people don't want to have that experience.
Yeah, and then PayPal is not really, don't really benefit local persons
locals,
because of
it's
the
harder to
rigmarole
get,
you have to go
right,
through.
to get your money.
Right.
So
right.
we have found a way to allow that to work with WordPress websites and OpenCard.
Oh, okay. Open one?
OpenCard, that's another e-commerce platform. Right.
Okay, that's what we're going to be talking to Damion about today. Web and app development, how he got into web and app development, what he has been doing, and he's going to end by giving us some advice, giving you some advice. If it is that you're interested in what it is that he is doing, he's going to be giving us some advice as to how to go about doing it. And he's going to be as real with us as possible. We're not going to do the rose-colored glasses kind of thing.
The typical.
Yeah, we're not going to do the kind of typical thing. We're
art.
going to be very real.
If you're here expecting the typical stuff,
yeah.
Stop the video now.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing here. So we're not going to do the political.
It's not about the 10 tips on what to do.
Yeah, no, that's not what it is. Because we all know as entrepreneurs, we know how difficult it is to be an entrepreneur in Jamaica, especially if you're in the tech or digital fields. Innovation,
almost in any field.
Yeah. Innovation is not.
Except BP.
I mean, innovation is not necessarily something that is bankable in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And we all know how that goes.
Because they need something tangible.
Yeah.
For that to feel.
And we all know that the creative market isn't necessarily tangible things,
right.
Unless it's the arts. And even nowadays, you do have digital artists.
Yeah.
So and that's creating its own problems.
No, you see, not to cut across here, the funny thing about it is that I always say to people when I do presentations, the 5 biggest names or the 5 biggest companies in the world are tech. Apple, first. Microsoft.
Because he's an Apple head.
There is Facebook, Instagram, Google. Of course Google. And these companies, though it may that they invest in software, so even software isn't a tangible thing.
Right.
Apple interfaces their software with the iPhone, iPad, everything like that. So, but the core, everything, there's Samsung, all of that. The digital companies are the ones that really carry value.
Right.
In our country, for some reason, I don't know if the older folks don't really they don't really grasp, or they're afraid of this new emerging world and blockchain, cryptocurrency. But for some reason, and I don't want to assume, but I think we're slowly getting there.
You're right.
But I don't think we're getting there fast enough.
Yeah. That's the way I feel, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this vlogcast, because I'm very much a proponent of digital, the digital space in general, digital and tech spaces in general. Because whether we like it or not, that's where the world is going, and it's not even where the world is going. That's where the world is, and it is only going to get more progressively so with advancements in technology and stuff. Like and I want Jamaicans to have a voice in that space, because I do think we are very interesting people, and we're very creative people, and when we do get into spaces, we tend to dominate that space and we tend to come up with some very innovative things in that space. And I think this is the digital and the tech space is somewhere, because look at like the school team, like JC has been kicking ass.
No, start with Jago.
Okay, fine. I don't know about Jago, I know about JC.
No,
because Jago is not in the papers. It's not a slight against Jago.
No.
It's not a problem with Jago.
Dear Jago, school challenge quiz, academics, chess.
Yeah, man. But
brilliant mind.
Right.
Athletics.
Right.
We're all over.
Right, but we're talking about tech.
Which school did you attend?
Holy Child.
Okay.
But we're talking about tech.
So why don't you talk about tech from Holy Child?
Because I don't know if Holy Child would be.
But you know somebody from St. Jago that's in tech.
Well, you.
Speak about St. Jago.
But no, we're talking to you, so you're going to talk about your background experience at St. Jago. But I'm saying, if you look at in the news, when you hear robotics, you have Northern Caribbean University and UWI.
Big props to NCU.
Kicking ass
because
in international competitions.
A friend of mine, Dwayne Samuels, was supposed to have a chess match. But Dwayne is doing very well abroad. Same logic. Brilliant piece of software.
Right.
And again,
what's that software?
Same logic. It's quantitative video analysis.
I know what that means.
You guys should check it out. Same logic.
Quantitative video what?
Yeah, man. Quantitative video. I think it assesses your eyes. How it's a new way to measure for advertisement, video advertisement.
Yeah,
He's doing some
we know
crazy
what that
stuff.
is.
He's doing some crazy and some big stuff.
Right. Check out Dwayne.
So check out Dwayne from same logic. Dwayne Samuels.
Dwayne Samuels from same logic.
We are going into a direction where, as for me, it didn't start out this way. I mean, I wanted to be a pilot.
That's why you started out. I wanted to be a pilot.
And I was on JetBlue heading to Rochester one evening, and then I realized that the network engineer for JetBlue more than likely makes more money than the pilot, after seeing the layout of the airplane.
Right.
And then I dropped the whole idea of being a pilot right then and there.
And decided that you wanted to get into...
So more networking, so forth. So we did our MCSEs and everything.
What is an MCSE?
Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer.
And where do you do that at?
I did it at UCCI, Cayman Islands.
Oh,
because
they don't do it here?
At the time, Jamaica didn't have that program anywhere near. UWI, UTech didn't have that program.
They do it here now?
They do it here now. They have implemented it within the last, I would say 6-7 years.
So relatively new.
Yeah, it's still relatively new. I did this back from 2004. We did all of these courses. Security Plus, Network Plus, A Plus, Voice over IP. So stuff like that we went through and everything. But even though you go through the course, there's no open door to say this is the path.
Direct path. There's no direct path to it. Okay.
So I try to adapt. I mean, I believe in being adaptable. So we learn from our experience.
Resourceful.
And be very resourceful, because at the time I left, I went to the States for a while, and that's when storage was becoming a thing.
Cloud storage
was just becoming a thing. And this is now 06, 07 when I returned here. And then I came and I said to Lee, Colin, I said, yo, we need to get into cloud storage. We had no clue how to do anything. We had no business savvy.
And the resources are really not here to do it.
Still. It's only now that we're hearing about cloud and companies are hearing about learning about the benefits of cloud. But coming up through, I have to give big shout outs to like Market Orient, road facilitators. They were some of the first persons who
Marcus Orient?
No man, Margaret Orient.
Margaret Orient, okay.
Yeah. She's one of the first to give us an opportunity to be like the tech people behind their company. We went in whenever they had any issues. set up the network. They traveled a lot, so they had to log in from wherever.
Okay.
So we had to ensure that their network was
So
up
that's how
and
the
running.
networking part started.
Out and everything. And I have to also give big shout outs to Michelle Orion, who up to this day, I mean, she's a very, very, very good supporter of Apple products, I have to say that. Yeah, I introduced her to Apple. we have long conversations, but I usually manage her stuff whenever her desktop stuff. So
that's how you started out.
And we took our time and come up. We weren't into web yet. We were watching the market space for what would be next. And the first CMS or the first platform, everybody started out writing raw code.
What is CMS?
Content management system.
Right.
Most persons who were doing web development back then used to write raw code, HTML.
Right.
So you had to do everything from scratch, and it was a rather tedious process.
Right.
Then came the content management systems in around late 2005, going into 2006, but it didn't become a prominent until what, 07, 08, and Joomla at that time was one of the first known, and Drupal, but they were hard.
And they were like the predecessors to WordPress.
WordPress had come out, but WordPress was really black.
Right. Okay.
And then, like, as time went on and crept in, around 2010, 11 thereabout, WordPress just overnight
blew up
and became far more easier to maneuver, far more easier to make changes, and Joomla and everybody never
That's
really
an
recovered.
important point. That's an important point, though, where I want to pause that, because I want people to understand that with the advance in technology, these digital platforms are becoming easier and easier
by the day.
to
You
maneuver.
don't have to write code.
And if even though you're the first, and there's power in being the first at something. When you're the first in the market, you can in some ways dictate that market.
True.
But if you don't adapt while the market progresses, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to Joomla. Joomla was like
it was good. It was
like
pretty good.
everybody was using Joomla to build, and it's a website.
Yeah, it's a
builder.
CMS. So you can basically house a number. You could do a number of stuff with Joomla.
Right.
The trouble that I hear a lot of persons complain about, and other developers
I've
watching
had
this.
difficulties with Joomla.
No,
it's very difficult.
other developers watching this would probably agree and disagree to an extent,
Right.
because you have different type of developers. You have people who just want to get things done. And moving speedy along. Joomla and Drupal are still used by a lot of companies, brand name companies. However, these are for hardcore coders.
Right. Who don't mind doing the extra work.
Doing that being in that environment.
Right.
Then there are the medium
The religious coders.
who
don't mind
doing stuff from scratch, even to this day.
Yeah. Some people don't have time for that.
Now you live in a world where everything is fast paced and everybody wants something to be done from yesterday.
Right.
So,
but it's not only that. The thing with WordPress too, because I'm currently with the help of Damion and another friend of ours called Lastarda Lee from It's Pixel Perfect. I am currently building my website with their help, and I'm using the WordPress backend, and it is easier for me, somebody who knows nothing about web development, who knows nothing about CRM and nothing like that. It is easy for me to, it's literally drag and drop and just change images and change text, and that's it. And then it is easier for us too as entrepreneurs to manage our own content on the web when we have the ability to upload and manage the backends of our websites.
Right.
The thing with Joomla too is that some plugins you can't use with Joomla, because again, Joomla is not up to date enough where you can get certain plugins.
Yeah, the availability of plugins is what really defined.
Limited, and that's what kind of kills
most coders write their own
plugins. Right?
However, most companies, as I said, because of the fast turnover time, that they would require certain stuff to be implemented. WordPress would have a ton load of stuff, a repository of plugins that they can just pull.
Yeah, and then you have developers who are constantly churning out
and
plugins and
however, you'll hear the argument come up about WordPress and their security.
Right.
And how it's easily to be hacked, and nothing is 100% safe. And there's even the same Joomla, Drupal. I mean, many would argue with me. they can be hacked as well.
Right.
So nothing is totally secure, and we're not evangelizing to try and justify that WordPress is the most secure. No,
it's just that I found it easier as somebody again who is outside of that system, that ecosystem, the whole web development and coding. I know nothing about any of these things, but I still need my website to be I still want to be able to manage my website. I don't want to have to call Damion or call Lee every time I need to upload something. So I need to be able to do it myself, and WordPress just allows you the room to do that. But we're not talking about WordPress today, but we've gone off on a WordPress tangent, and WordPress is not sponsoring this vlog, although but still, that is really how you got started. That's a part of your journey.
We started to full on WordPress, and we got to love it and kick-started. But before we got really delved fully into web development, one project that we started was an app that would allow people to shop from their phone.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, this was conceived in what, and I wouldn't deem us to be the first, but I presented it to Grace Kennedy. I met with Mr. Michael Rangling, I think back in 2012 January, and two other of his colleagues, and they loved the idea. They gave the go ahead to do a trial with Hilo on UE campus and Hilo Barbican. There was one issue: payment, collecting payments through it. At that time, we had no knowledge of how to connect to anyone at the local.
The e-commerce thing
wasn't there any at all. We only knew about PayPal, and that wouldn't have worked. And it ran for the trial period, but we had to accept the shortcomings. So we shelved that, but we took up and we learned from our mistakes. On the other hand, being an entrepreneur, I think understanding the business end is also key. So I have to send big shout outs to Branson Center, because that's when right after the Hilo stint, I joined the Branson Center and I learned whole stuff. We learned a lot. What
was the program you joined in the Branson Center?
Well, you learn about different aspects of business.
And what was the program? What's the name of the program?
No, it's just the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship. There's no specific
program.
No, they bring you. We have coaches. Shout out to Kerry, Lysandra, and Melissa, of course, Sharon. But we
shout out to all of Branson.
Everybody. But and we met some cool friends along the way. But we learned a lot in terms of the business side of stuff.
The business aspect of it.
It's the people who are techies like myself only think tech
and development.
And that we don't think about the business, how you scale products. Because an idea can be good, but if it's not scalable, if it's not, it won't be profitable, if it's not sustainable, then it makes no sense. But sometimes we pursue stuff based on what? Just our ego, certain values, something that we think is just cool, but again, it's not a business. We have to know how to differentiate when a product or a service is a business versus when it's not. But just to continue, the Branson program helped give many of us a different perspective. That's how we met Conrad from IPP.
Right.
And It's Pixel Perfect. Right. And we have remained friends from since then. And we have Randy with Brescia and a number of other guys who are still doing their thing out there. And it's right after that that we delved more into web development, because we understood now how to price our products and our services, whatever the offering was. We understood the world a little bit better. That's how I would like to see. We got a little bit more clarity. And the other company who gave us now that opportunity was Autodan.
Autodan. Okay.
Yeah. So we did the Autodan website, and it was cool. It was loud, but it was bright, and most persons weren't so used to seeing a bright, vivid website, because everybody wanted to go the safe route.
And eventually, corporate look.
The corporate look. And eventually, people began to follow suit, and I still manage stuff for Autodan to this day.
Okay.
And so a lot of the concepts behind how they sell cars, and we met each week. We have a team of us. And I can say we literally revolutionized the way how people shop for cars.
And that's another thing too. Another point where we can stick a pin at is to acknowledge big business, established businessmen and established business who reach out to and embrace young entrepreneurs in the digital space and in the tech space, and who bring them in for the experience.
Give them
and
a
it's not
try.
like they're not getting value out of it, but you get more value out of it because you're the one who wants the experience, you're the one
right.
getting the experience, and you're the one working with people who already have business knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows how to run a business, and it's like an exchange. So you're teaching them about the tech and about the development, and they're teaching you about
the
business
aspect,
and how you manage your business, the business aspect of it. So shout out to all the big businesses and the established business people who see a young person
and give them
trying and give them a push up. Yeah.
Anywhere I go, I have to say shout out to all of that.
Right.
Big time. I mean, you never forget the trail. Regardless of how big you become, you have to always remember the journey. And then there are other companies that we have done stuff for. I mean, many to list. We have done stuff for the Marley Museum.
I know you did something for Shaggy.
No, that was Lee.
That was Lee.
We're part of the team.
Fix the Perfect.
Yeah, Lee and I went through some stuff for that, but Lee was the one who did the development.
Right.
Basically.
And we're going to be talking to Lee as well.
We done some stuff for the political campaigns, parties, stuff like that. But we wanted to do something concept that came from our mind, something that we thought was cool. So that's how the e-commerce bit came in, because Arthur needed to have their retail customers pay for stuff with credit cards via their website.
Right.
And that whole exchange with NCB for a year taught me a lot.
I can imagine.
Hence why we have developed a solution that simplifies the whole process.
Does that solution go around NCB, or is NCB now on
No,
board?
you'd still... No, we haven't presented it to NCB or anything like that. Nothing like that. But if companies want it, as I said, the installation, once you use a WordPress website, the installation is less than 10-15 minutes. But the procedure now to have it tested and vetted from the bank, we don't control that aspect. But once NCB is satisfied that all the requirements are met, then you're good to go. So versus the timeline that it used to be.
And the thing is, I think we really need to push this e-commerce thing, and we need to push e-commerce platforms locally. Because as I say on my website, and as I keep saying to people, the future of business is digital. Storefronts are great, but people are not really coming into shops anymore. It don't make any sense for me to get up, put on my clothes, to go to a shop when I can sit in my underwear, in my bed, and shop right there. It don't make any sense.
True.
So the businesses are becoming more and more digital, especially with the shopping aspect of it. And I know a lot of Jamaicans are not very comfortable with using their credit cards online, but they're secured ways.
No, but I know the reason why, because I found this to be very interesting.
Right.
I've met people who say that they shop on Amazon, Bloomingdale's, everything like that. That's America.
Locally, right.
From a local, use their local credit cards or Visa debits, and they shop on these American sites. However, they don't trust it with the same websites that are built locally. With the same capability. For one, it's not really say bashing the bank, but I don't think the banks do enough to educate. Not only the banks, but corporate Jamaica on a whole. As we have learned from St. Stephen P. Jobs. We call him St. Steve. I mean, the man deserves it. Yeah, he was a prick, but to some people. But basically, he said you have to understand your customer first, then work backwards towards the technology.
Right.
Corporate Jamaica, and this is from somebody who you would probably deal and say, boy, no, not about business, but we know a little thing now. You can't just build something that's technologically based and think that people are just going to gravitate towards it.
Right.
And you would see that these products and services that they put out have big budgets. They have to put together a planning team. They have to put together what I call a storyboarding. You have the planning, then you have the storyboard. Then you have the designers, UIs, everything. Then comes the
user
execution.
Interface. Yeah.
Right.
That's what you see as the user.
Right.
That's what you interacted as the user.
And then after the product or the service is launched,
Nothing. Like NCB
But no,
Quicks.
no,
Whisk.
hold up. They don't even do a beta period
Right.
long enough.
Beta period is like a testing period to see how well people will gravitate
How
towards
well
it.
they adapt.
And not only that, it collects data on how it is used, how often it is used, and who used it, and the demographic,
They don't. I
and
realize
what they
that
use
they
it
don't
for,
know.
and stuff
No,
like that.
because, and I mean, with all due respect to everyone who watches this, I mean, as I say, I'm not trying to be a villain towards corporate Jamaica, but like I said, this program is about us speaking the truth.
Being honest, yeah.
You have to take the time out, just as how you would advise us as young people. Say you need to do this, that, in a space that you guys don't understand. I think the voices that work for you, those young, brilliant tech minds, sometimes you have to hear them out. Sometimes the person in the marketing there hear out the little idea or whatever. That's what, because sometimes the smallest voice, the greatest ideas, comes from the smallest voice.
Right, because then you're closer to the ground, and I was talking very briefly in my last video. I spoke about micro slash small influencers,
Right.
and it's kind of the same thing. Not because you have a smaller following means you don't command that following, and it doesn't mean that you don't have influence,
right.
Having a larger following is good. That's kind of the whole point of
right.
being on social media, especially Instagram. And you can monetize after what, about 10,000 followers?
Depending on the industry, yeah.
Right. So depending on the amount of numbers you have, you can then begin to monetize your platform. But still, it really is dependent on brand messaging. I have seen brands approach and work with certain influencers, and I'm going, what are you doing? Because I know for a fact that influencer's brand message is so completely different from your brand message. I don't think we're doing the influencing part right, and it's the same thing in the tech world.
Yeah, they get it wrong because, alright, I for one, I mean, big up to the mobile money providers. I mean, I'm all for technology. However, it has to be applicable in the sense that the customer base that you intend to reach,
you have to understand them.
No, I don't believe in one size fits all when it comes down to technology. Every person has a specific reason why they use a device or a service. We must try and understand that, and you have to approach them from that perspective. So, for instance, if I'm selling a man an iPhone,
of course it's an iPhone.
Yeah, because it's just way cooler. I can go use the same message, the message that I have uptown, and the tone, the dialect, everything, mannerism, my dress code. It has to be different from how I would approach somebody downtown. The lingo is totally different.
The style is
different.
Approach is different.
The approach and everything. So as Simon Sinek would say, you sell the why, not the what.
Right.
And most of our ads basically permeate the what.
That is true. And I see too on social media platforms where people are first of all, they're selling on the platform, and you're going, no, it's not a selling platform. But let me tell you why that actually works in Jamaica. Because Jamaicans don't understand how the social media platform works. So you can get away with selling on social media platforms here, at least for a particular period of time. After a while, people get tired of you and the ads. But you can actually get away with selling things on social media platform here. You're not telling people on your platforms why you're doing what you're doing. What is the problem that you're actually trying to solve? Because this is the thing with digital platforms and with tech platforms. All of it is in an attempt to solve a problem.
Right.
Some of the times the problem is the same problem, they overlap. But all of it is an attempt to solve a problem and to add value
That's it.
to your
That's
customer base.
Yeah.
And going back to the banks, I think that's a problem with the bank, because you remember, first of all, you had the phone companies that had this big problem with the voice over IPs,
which is rubbish.
That created this one big brouhaha because they thought they were going to lose money, and then they started acting a fool with the different, like the WhatsApp and the stuff. And then you have the banks now, who is like, there's this pushback where it comes to the technology where it relates to payment, e-commerce. I have seen, you know, that there was this, I think it was called a cube, where you just swipe, you plug it into your phone and you swipe the square, right?
Square. Yeah.
You plug it into your phone and you swipe, and you go about your business.
The same guy who did Twitter,
right?
The founder of Twitter, is the founder of Square.
The Square, right? There's a pushback against that now. Now, if you want to set up a PayPal system where it comes into your account locally, which you can, NCB is charging you $500 US to set it up. And if I'm getting the figure wrong, I am sorry, but I'm sure that's what I was told when I called. It was $500 US for that setup, and I'm going, why? Why it is so difficult to set up these kind of platforms here? And I'm going, if we don't get our act together, we are so going to be left behind in the tech space and in the digital space.